Hi Year 2, welcome to our first set of reading comprehension lessons. I'm going to quickly explain to you how these sessions will work. So each week you'll have 2 reading comp videos, which means you'll have 2 texts to read through and answer. The text and questions will be on the parent task sheet. In video 1, I will introduce you to a text that may be fiction, non-fiction or poetry, and then I'll show you how to answer those types of questions. In video 2, I will read through the second text, which will be the same type of text as the first, and you will need to answer the questions independently using the skills we've looked at in video 1. I will then give you answers just like how we do in school. Okay, so our first text is called The Pig's Knickers by Jonathan Emmett. This is a fiction text. What is a fiction text? Pause the video here and have a think. Well done. A fiction text is a story that's not real. So let's start reading. The Pig's Knickers by Jonathan Emmett. It was a beautiful spring day on Hilltop Farm, and all of the animals were out enjoying the sunshine. All of the animals except Pig, who was feeling sorry for himself. Look at me, Pig thought, gazing glumly at his reflection. I'm so drab and dull. If only I looked a little more special. As Pig stood there, a gust of wind blew across the hilltop and pulled a pair of polka dot knickers from the farmer's washing line. The wind carried the knickers across the farmyard and dropped them onto Pig's head. Pig grunted and was about to toss the knickers away when he had an idea. They're rather special, he thought, and not drab and dull. I think I should try them on. Pig wasn't sure how to wear the knickers at first, and even after he'd worked it out, he still had trouble getting into them. But once they were on, he was tremendously pleased with them. They're just my size, he declared, and the perfect colour for me. Now, there may have been a couple of words in there that you're not quite sure of, so I'm going to go through some of the ones that I've picked out now. So, gazing, you've got gazing towards the top here. Gazing means to stare at something. You've got glumly. Now, glum means the same as sad, so glumly means sadly. Drab and dull mean boring or not interesting. A gust is a sudden strong rush of wind, and tremendously, which you have at the bottom here, means incredibly or really. So, okay, let's have a go at question number 1. So, question number 1 has been split into 2 parts, A and B. Now, the way we answer these types of questions is that we need to have a look at A, answer that question first, and then we'll look at B and answer B. So we'll take it in steps. So, 1A, how do you think Pig felt at the beginning of the text? Choose 1. And you've been given 4 options, so you just need to tick the one that you think it is. Now, have a look at what the question is. How do you think Pig felt? So we're looking for a feeling at the beginning of the text, and now it's telling us where to look. So I know I'm looking for a feeling somewhere in the beginning of the text, which could be somewhere up here. Now, it's also asking me to choose 1. Look at that word in bold. That's really important because it's in bold for a reason. So I need to find one of these words or a word that means something similar to one of those words in the text. So let's have a look, read through. Pause the video here and see if you can have a go to find the word that could describe how Pig is feeling at the beginning of the text. Okay, so if I have a look, I can find the word feeling here. He's feeling sorry for himself. And also the word here, glumly. So those 2 phrases mean that Pig was feeling sad. He definitely wasn't feeling angry, he wasn't feeling excited, and he wasn't feeling happy, which means Pig was feeling sad. And now we need to think about why you think Pig felt this way. So we're looking for an explanation. It's a why question. Why is he feeling this way? Pause the video and see if you can have a go. Right, Pig is feeling this way because he is looking at his reflection and he thinks he's so drab and dull and wants to look more special. So that should be your answer for this question. Okay, let's have a go at question number 2. Now, question number 2 says, look at the paragraph beginning, look at me. Find and copy one word that means the same as sadly. It's telling us where to look, so we need to look for the paragraph that begins with look at me. Pause the video and see if you can find it. Well done. Look at me is just here. It's in our second paragraph. So that's the paragraph that I'm going to be looking in. Now we need to find and copy one word that means the same as sadly. Find and copy 1 are all in bold, which means that's all we need to do. Just find and copy one word that means the same as sadly. Can you have a think? What word from this paragraph here means the same as sadly? Pause the video and have a go. Well done if you got glumly. Glumly means the same as sadly, as we discussed earlier. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3 says, who do you think the polka dot knickers belong to? So we're looking for who owns those polka dot knickers. Now, polka dot knickers is going to be my key phrase, my key set of words, and I'm going to try and find those words in the text. So let's have a look. We're going to skim and scan and see if we can find the words polka dot knickers. So pause the video, and once you've found them, put your finger on them and play the video again. Okay, so polka dot knickers is all the way down in the 3rd paragraph, and it's just here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read around that word to see who the polka dot knickers could have belonged to. So let's start just a little bit above. So across the hilltop and pulled a pair of polka dot knickers from the farmer's washing line. So I know the polka dot knickers have come from the farmer's washing line, which means they could either belong to the farmer or maybe someone in the farmer's family. So one of those would have been your correct answer. Okay, let's have a go at question number 4. So question number 4 says, why did Pig not toss the knickers away? I'm going to highlight that word why, because that's important. I'm looking for an explanation. I'm looking for a reason as to why Pig did not toss the knickers away. So I'm also going to highlight that word toss there, because that's an important word that I think might come up, and it might explain why he did not toss them away. So what I would like for you to do is I want you to look through the text and skim and scan and find that word toss. Read around that word and then see if it gives you a reason as to why he didn't. Toss means the same as throw away, by the way. So pause the video and have a go, see if you can find the word toss. Well done. Okay, so we've got the word toss here. So Pig grunted and was about to toss the knickers away when he had an idea. Okay, so that's starting something. It doesn't tell me exactly why, but we can read on and have a look. It does tell us that he's got an idea. So let's read on, see if there is another explanation as to why maybe he didn't toss them away. They're rather special, he thought, and not drab and dull. I think I should try them on. So those could be, any of those could have been your answer. He could be that he had an idea, that they're rather special, that they're not drab and dull, and that he could try them on. So one of those would have been a reason as to why he did not toss them away. Okay, let's have a look at question number 5. So question number 5 says, find and copy 2 reasons why Pig was tremendously pleased with the knickers. Now, have a look at those words in bold. We are finding and copying 2 reasons as to why Pig was tremendously pleased. Now, those words are in bold for a reason. So we are finding and copying 2 reasons. Exactly. You're not putting them into your own words. You are copying the reasons. So find and copy 2 reasons as to why Pig was tremendously pleased with the knickers. Now, I've highlighted that because I think that's going to be a key word and I'm going to look out for it. Okay, so we're looking for tremendously pleased. Let's have a look. Skim and scan your text, see if you can find it before I can. And here it is, tremendously pleased. So I'm going to read around that word to see if it gives me some reasons as to why Pig was tremendously pleased. So once they were on, he was tremendously pleased when they're just my size, he declared, and the perfect colour for me. So those are your 2 reasons, that they're just my size and the perfect colour for me. Okay, let's have a go at question number 6, the final question. So this question's asking us to number the events to show the order in which they happen in the story. You are given 4 options and you need to number them 1, 2, 3, or 4 to show the order in which they happen. The best way to answer questions like these is to read through the text and then put the number next to the option when you see it come up. So I'll show you how to do the first one and then see if you can have a go doing 2, 3, and 4. So these are our options, and then I'm going to have a look. So we've got the wind dropped the knickers on the pig's head. Pig felt pleased with the knickers. Pig was gazing at his reflection. Pig worked out how to put the knickers on. So I'm going to read through my text and see if any of those come up. It was a beautiful spring day on Hilltop Farm, and all of the animals were out enjoying the sunshine. All of the animals except Pig, who was feeling sorry for himself. None of my options have come up yet, so let's have a look. Carry on. Look at me, Pig thought, gazing glumly at his reflection. Okay, so we have here that he was gazing at his reflection, which means that one is number 1. Now pause the video and see if you can find number 2, 3, and 4 using the same method as what we've just done. I will be going through them in just a second, so pause the video. Okay, so let's carry on reading. As Pig stood there, a gust of wind blew across the hilltop and pulled a pair of polka dot knickers from the farmer's washing line. The wind carried the knickers across the farmyard and dropped them on Pig's head. And I've got my option here. The wind dropped the knickers on Pig's head. Okay, let's see which one is going to be number 3. Pig grunted and was about to toss the knickers away when he had an idea. None of those are there. They're rather special, he thought, and not drab and dull. I think I should try them on. Okay, none of my options are there yet. Pig wasn't sure how to wear the knickers at first, and even after he'd worked it out, he still had trouble getting into them. So there we go. So he's now worked out how to put the knickers on, which means that our final one is that Pig felt pleased with the knickers. Let's just go through the text and just double check that that is definitely that one. But once they were on, he was tremendously pleased with them. So there we go. So now you can see the order in which they've come up and put the correct number next to them. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, you're going to be looking at another fiction text with questions that are very similar. So you're going to be using the skills that we've learned here to answer those questions. Bye.